Hey, it's Mike. Let's talk about Reaper. A lot of people coming from other DAWs tend to make mention about the routing capabilities in Reaper, because Reaper arguably has some of the best routing possibilities out of any DAW that's out there, but the complaint typically involves the graphical representation of that routing. I know that we've got the routing matrix and the track wiring view, but for the most part it seems that the overwhelming response is that Reaper's track routing tends to look a little bit like Windows 98. That is until recently. WhiteTie has created a new graphical send option for Reaper that truly revolutionizes both the appearance and the function of routing in Reaper. Let's take a look. I'm on the forum on Reaper's website for this page that's dedicated to WT graphical sends. I'll leave a link in the description to take you directly to this page. WhiteTie doesn't historically use repack, so this is something that you'll have to download and manually install yourself. The download link in the first post will always go to the most recent revision, and he's made a few revisions over the past few days to help squash a few bugs and feature requests that people have brought up in the forum. We'll scroll down just a bit, and reading the page it says that this is 100% native REA script. You don't need to install anything, just extract to your scripts folder and run it from the actions list. Then he goes over the handful of steps that are required to get the files placed into the right directory in Reaper. We'll scroll down a bit further and take a look at the animations that he's provided. And as you can see in the example here, as you click on a track to highlight it, it shows the sends and receives that are associated with that track. Down below we see interactive send patching and removal by clicking on these dots, and you can also apply custom track color if you desire. Now the script is designed to work with single tracks, but there's also some functionality for working with multiple track routing. One of the more interesting features is the ability to control your track send or receive volumes by clicking on the cables and moving your cursor up and down. Let's fire up Reaper and take a look at this in action. I'll start with a new project, and let's add some tracks. I'll just right click in the track control panel, insert multiple tracks, and let's add 10 tracks. I've already got the script installed, but we'll have to launch it for it to take effect. First I'll click here at the bottom to deselect all of my tracks, and while I've got a button in my toolbar for this, I'll show you how to activate this through the actions list. We'll go to Actions, Show Action List, and if this is your first time using it, after you've placed the files in the correct directory, you'll need to go to New Action and load the REA script. Once you've got the script loaded, it will show in your actions list. So I'll search for WT for WhiteTie, and I've only got this one, script WT graphical sends. We'll run and close. And you can see that I've got it docked over here on the side. Now when you first launch this, it will not be docked. It'll appear more like this. This works best and seems to only work properly when it's docked to the left side of your track control panel. So I'll redock that. Let's take a look at track number 1. I'll make this a little bit larger, and we can see that we've got the patch bay looking graphic here to the left. Now I can route this in the old way by simply clicking and dragging from the route button, and let's send from track 1 to track 10. And now if I go back to select track number 1, I can see in the left side that I'm patched into track 10. If I click on track 10, I can see on the left side that I'm receiving from track 1. The legend up here in the Docker shows me what the colors mean. Clicking on the settings cog to the left, you can see that I can change the cable style, and my options are normal, thin, thick, hollow, dotted, or braided. Let's extend this a little bit so we can see more. If I can grab that little bar. There we go. And you can see that we have a toggle to be able to use custom track colors, or you can just set the color for what you want each different cable type to be. So you can select a different cable type or color for master parent send, for regular sends, for receives, for sends to channels 3 and greater, and receives for channels 3 and greater. And you've got a few other color options down below. We'll close out of my settings, and let's try working with multiples. I'll highlight track number 9, and multi-select up through track number 3, and we'll route those to track number 2. Now you can see as I've clicked and dragged, I've got this automatic pop-up to the left that says track 10. That's because that's the last track that I interacted with, and this has a memory feature so that if they're commonly used tracks for routing, it will show those possibilities for you to select on the left. I'll release on track number 2, and this is wanting me to confirm because multiple tracks were selected if I want to route tracks 4 through 9 to track number 2, and I do, so I'll click yes. And my graphical patch bay has updated to the left. Now let's say I'd like to change the volume of the send between tracks 9 and 2. I can click on the cable for that track, and by dragging up or down, I can control that volume. You can see the number changing there. And if I bring up my mixer, provided you can see this in track number 9, we should be able to see that go up and down as I move this in the patch bay. This is still in development, but it seems to be working pretty well. You'll definitely want to check out the page on the Reaper forum to learn more about the inner workings and all the different features, but since no one's published a video demonstration, I figured I'd try to beat him to the punch. Check it out for yourself and see what you think. I hope this helps. If you like the content you're seeing, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And you can support the channel further by clicking the Buy Me a Coffee, I like coffee, Patreon, or Super Thanks links below. Visit us on Discord and engage with other Reaper users. We'll see you next time. Pretty cold out there today and this cup is empty, so I guess I better go and make me some coffee so I can warm up.